here and now, especially now we were both of us into our mid-50s, and time seemed to be whooshing past ever faster. And it had been a pretty intense start to the year, to be fair. Up until 3 weeks ago, we'd barely had time to draw breath, owing to the mother and baby placement we'd taken on back in January. And though we'd fallen in love with little Seth and Tommy and, indeed, their mummy, Jenna, it had been the kind of placement that couldn't help but take a huge physical toll on us, as well as the emotional one, as life with tiny people in the house can't help but do. So we'd taken a break, a proper break. Mike even took 3 weeks off work, starting with a week in Fuerteventura. Just the two of us in the balmy heat, eating and drinking cocktails and doing nothing very much at all. Bar languid swims and sitting watching the glorious sunsets. We'd followed that with a couple of weeks just enjoying what had come to feel like a real novelty, having nothing to worry about other than what time to drag ourselves out of bed in the morning. But I can only spend so much time doing nothing very much, so Mike's return to work after the weekend would mean a return for me too. I'd already told Christine Bolton, my supervising social worker, to make a note that I was going into full-on spring clean mode and would be ready to return to the fostering coalface at the beginning of June. But that was still almost a fortnight away, so when my phone chirruped to say that a message had arrived, I was surprised to see her name on the display. "Oh, I wonder what she wants," I said to Mike as he spooned coffee into our mugs.
"So, look at the message," he answered. "That's like going at the front door and saying, 'I wonder who it is.'"
"Oh, be quiet," I huffed at him, squinting to see what it said, which was, "I know you're still on leave, but can you call me? I need someone to do a week's respite, would be really grateful." Do I want to do a week's respite?" I asked Mike. He shrugged.
"Up to you, love. I'm back at work Monday, so if you think you're ready for another one, go for it. It'll give you something to do while Tyler's away, won't it?"
Like I didn't already have enough to do with a Christmas wedding to plan. But he was right. Tyler, our son, whom we'd fostered since he was 11, had just taken himself off for 10 days with his girlfriend Naomi. A road trip to York, to use up some of the annual leave they'd both amassed at work and, in part, so they could spend a few days in the city where, come September, she'd be starting at university. About which I was obviously fretting. What would happen come September, when that day came around and they'd be separated by some 100-odd miles? Because if I knew one thing, it was that the relationship was getting serious. So it would be a difficult wrench for them both. But there was nothing I could do. They would have to work that out for themselves. And Mike was right. A respite placement would be a welcome distraction from worrying about things I had no control over. "You're right," I agreed as I scrolled through to Christine's number. It would also be a good way to break me back in, and possibly an even better way of ensuring I didn't go too mad on the wedding preparation front. I wasn't perfect by any means, but one thing I did pride myself on was self-knowledge. I knew what I was like, which when it came to planning exciting family events was like a bull at a gate. I should heed Mike's advice and rein myself